JD Vance on Joe Rogan, A Vision for Accountability, Unity, and Reform in America. In a recent interview with Joe Rogan, Senator JD Vance shared candid views on key national issues, discussing everything from the opioid crisis to national unity. Vance addressed the opioid epidemic as one of America's most severe crises, arguing that pharmaceutical companies played a significant role in worsening the situation. He emphasized the need for stronger regulations and accountability for Big Pharma, suggesting that unchecked corporate influence has led to devastating consequences for communities across the U.S. Vance expressed that a renewed national response is necessary to combat addiction and better support recovery. Immigration and border security were also major points in the conversation, with Vance advocating for a more restrictive approach to the current immigration system. He voiced concerns about how large waves of immigration can impact local labor markets and strain communities, especially in regions that have already been impacted by economic decline. He proposed that any reform must prioritize the needs of American workers and tighten borders to better control illegal immigration, framing this as essential to maintaining national security and stability. On technology and social media, Vance joined Rogan in expressing skepticism toward big tech's influence on society, noting particular worry over social media's effects on mental health and free speech. Vance argued that companies like Facebook and Twitter tend to prioritize profits over users' well-being, which he sees as harmful to the public. He suggested reforming Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act as a way to increase accountability, saying that these platforms should bear more responsibility for the impacts of their content. He also spoke about free speech. Vance argued that companies like Facebook and Twitter tend to prioritize profits over users' well-being, which he sees as harmful to the public. He suggested reforming Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act as a way to increase accountability, saying that these platforms should bear more responsibility for the impacts of their content. He also spoke about prevent politicians from prioritizing self-interest. For Vance, meaningful change requires leaders who are willing to work across the aisle and put common interests above ideological divides, something he believes is critical for overcoming political gridlock. Finally, Vance addressed national unity and what he perceives as a loss of shared cultural values. He believes that a return to family and community-centered values could help to rebuild a more cohesive society, particularly in an era of stark social divides. Emphasizing the need for renewed national pride, Vance suggested that such unity is vital to facing the challenges ahead and maintaining the country's strength. Throughout the interview, Vance painted a picture of the issues he believes are threatening America's future and stressed the importance of accountability, national unity, and bipartisan cooperation. The conversation provided insight into Vance's perspective on reform and the actions he believes are necessary to address the challenges of the present and future.